All right, let's jump straight into this explainer. Today, we are looking at a movement that is literally using code to overwrite reality from the ground up. We're talking about the absolute bleeding edge of local AI, persistent digital worlds, and autonomous systems. This isn't just another tech product launch, folks. It's an underground open source revolution. It's completely rethinking how we interact with digital spaces, giving it this gritty, tech-noir vibe where you're not just a user, you're a creator. Just listen to this quote. The corporate web wants you trapped in a loop. Infinite scrolling, locked ecosystems, closed source walls. We're doing something different. Powerful, right? The TPMOS movement is trying to break us out of that closed source corporate web. Think about it. The modern internet has kind of turned us all into passive consumers. We're trapped in these walled gardens where massive companies control our data, our algorithms, and, let's be honest, our attention. But what we're exploring today is the architecture for an open, persistent, local-first universe. It's about taking back control. It's about giving you the tools to actually build a digital ecosystem instead of just, renting space in someone else's. Stop consuming internet. Architect reality. That is the crucial point of their manifesto. They want you to pick up what they call the soul pen and architect a whole new layer over reality. It's a massive shift, moving from a paradigm of just mindless consumption to a paradigm of raw orchestration. In this explainer, I'm going to show you exactly how this system works. We'll see how it leverages artificial intelligence to scale infinitely without a massive payroll, and how a wildly fun consumer sandbox is secretly the ultimate Trojan horse for highly lucrative enterprise tech. Let's get into it.
Section 1. The Rebel Operating System. Let's see what's under the hood. You really can't build a new universe on gold restrictive infrastructure. TPMOS is the core layer here. It's an open, persistent, local-first universe built to handle raw system orchestration. But the interface? That's where it gets crazy. That's the soul pen. Imagine holding a glowing digital stylus and sketching lines that instantly compile into autonomous voxel robots with matrix green code eyes. You aren't just typing commands into a boring terminal anymore. You are literally drawing actual living workflows that interact, remember, and persist locally on your machine. It's like drawing new layers over reality itself.
Section 2. The B2C Compass System. Let's talk distribution.
So, the absolute hardest part of building a massive, decentralized tech ecosystem is getting people to actually care about it in the first place. You need distribution. To build an army without burning out, you need a viral engine. This three-step funnel is pure genius. Step 1 is the toy. You give people the Soul Pen, an incredibly fun, interactive sandbox where they can spawn unpredictable AI friends or just chaotic voxel simulations. Step 2 is the loop. Users inevitably create something insane and post that highly visual technical spectacle on social media. Boom, free viral marketing. And step 3, the filter. While 99% of people will just consume and play with the fun clips, the top 1%, those elite power users, will look at the underlying architecture and say, wait, I want to help build this engine. It acts as a massive sorting hat for top talent.
Section 3. The Credibility Engine. Here comes the Trojan horse twist.
That viral consumer sandbox, it is not just a game. It's a credibility engine for something much, much bigger. Look at the contrast between Business A and Business B. Business A is your consumer ecosystem. It's all about experimental sandboxes, viral clips, and community lore. But Business B, that is the enterprise AI infrastructure side. Agent orchestration, persistent state, recurring revenue. By building this flashy, attention-generating consumer front end, they're actually proving their deep competence in building stable, highly lucrative enterprise AI infrastructure. When they go to sell a secure, local-first AI orchestration layer to a massive corporate client, they don't just hand over a boring white paper. No way, they show off the wildly complex, persistent world they've already built using the exact same technology.
Think of it like this. The B2C sandbox is basically a live fire engineering lab. Every single time a user tweaks an avatar or creates some crazy viral loop, they are unwittingly stress testing those advanced backend orchestration layers. It's the ultimate crowdsourced QA environment. The community of players is just constantly pushing the limits of the AI memory systems and distributed interactions. So when these systems are finally deployed for enterprise clients, you know that infrastructure is completely battle-tested and bulletproof.
Moving on to Section 4, Layer 1, the technical core. Let's pull back the curtain. Underneath all those gritty cyberpunk aesthetics and fun voxel graphics, there is a hyper-efficient multi-agent orchestration layer.
Look, to run a social game platform completely solo, a founder must immediately delegate to these 4 core AI agents using structured frameworks like LangGraph or Crew AI. You just cannot manage a living digital universe manually. Well, not unless you never want to sleep again. You need a content engine agent to generate daily lore and hooks. You need a continuous developer agent that monitors crash logs and autonomously writes code patches. You need a player retention agent tracking community sentiment, and an economics auditor simulating thousands of fast-forwarded game sessions to make sure your virtual currency doesn't just completely tank. You manage the system, the AI agents execute the tasks.
Now, this number right here, 70%. This represents the mathematical reality of how you scale this architecture flawlessly. It is absolutely vital. It's called the 70% rule of AI delegation. Basically, if an AI agent can execute a workflow at 70% of your quality, you must delegate it immediately to buy back your time. Why? Because AI improves through iteration. That 70% baseline will very quickly climb to 95% just via prompt tuning. This allows a single founder to scale operations indefinitely without blowing up the payroll. At first, you use a human-in-the-loop approach. You check the AI's work, kind of treating it like a really enthusiastic intern. But once it hits that 70% mark, you hand it over. Scaling your output by 10 times now only costs fractions of a cent per API call, instead of requiring massive, expensive hiring leaps. And when you look at the financial model, mastering these local AI agent systems translates directly into high-ticket enterprise deployments. We're talking $100,000 to $1 million deals. Because operations are run locally with virtually zero compute cost, the gross profit margins are incredible, hovering around 85%. Once the system is automated, it transitions from a fun, experimental sandbox to a robust managed service platform. Those exact same orchestration workflows that powered your cool voxel robots, they get deployed as air-gapped, highly secure, private AI workflows for major corporations. Section 5, tiny loops, not civilizations. Focus is everything here. To actually reach that massive enterprise scale, you have to maintain extreme operational focus. The biggest trap for ambitious founders is trying to build gigantic, unfinished worlds, decentralized hyperscale storage, video infrastructure, a massive MMO, all at once before anyone is even using the platform. It's a recipe for burnout. The strategy? You must build tiny, complete, self-reinforcing loops. Build one autonomous NPC system or one persistent AI memory experiment. Shrink the scope until momentum actually exists. Let the community play with it, generate density, and once people really care about that tiny loop, then you build the massive civilization-scale infrastructure to support them. Finally, Section 6. Join the engine. The call to arms. So the repositories are now open to the public, and it begs the question, are you a player looking for a new sandbox or a core builder ready to architect a civilization? They're actively looking for the terminal dwellers, the systems engineers who are sick of building boring enterprise dashboards and want to build something to the moon. Whether you just want to grab the soul pen to create chaotic viral simulations, or you're a hardcore developer ready to hack the underlying orchestration layers, there is a place for you in this underground ecosystem. The movement has started. The tools are open source, the agents are waiting for their prompts, and this new universe is ready to be written. So I leave you with this final provocative thought. Are you going to stay trapped in the loop and just consume the internet, or will you pick up the pen and architect reality? Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.